Welcome back to Andersen Acres. And, okay, I've had a whole bunch of people message me and ask if I can show them how I decorate cakes. I'll do it, but I'm really bad. I'm not actually going to decorate. I'm just going to put the frosting on a cake. And I'm really bad. So this is for laughs. Do not use this as an instructional video. If you're tuning into this particular video to learn how to frost a cake, go somewhere else. I am horrible at this, but it's still a lot of fun. And the irony here is that my mother's actually a professional. She decorates cakes and makes gingerbread houses and all that fun stuff when she was younger before she retired as a job. This is what she did, and I'm terrible. She's tried to teach me. I'm just terrible. But let's do it anyway. So we are using a simple white cake. I'll link to this particular cake in the recipe, in the video description. So we're just going to pop this on here. Now, a lot of times you have to trim your cakes. These ones came really flat out of the oven, so that's really nice. They rose, but they stayed nice and flat, so I don't have to do any trimming, which is good, because I'm not good at trimming. And what am I using for a base? I'm actually using the lid to this Christmassy container. It's not Christmas. It's May, but this is a thing that works really well for me for this size cake, and you can just take the actual container and use it as a cake cover. So I really like doing that. I have different containers, different sizes for different cakes and cupcakes, just because it makes my life easier. We are using, with our Simply White cake, we are using a browned butter buttercream. Again, I will link in the description. So what we do is we take some of our buttercream. We don't laugh at me because I'm horrible. I have all the right tools. This is actually a spatula for frosting cakes. That's the kind of spatula that is. Doesn't mean I'm any good at using it. So we put a thin layer, or a thick layer. If you really like frosting, you can go a thicker layer. It's not really that big a deal. However thick or thin a layer you want. There we go. I don't think I have any eye-hand coordination. That might be why I am not good at decorating cakes. There we go. A little bit more. Okay. That is our filling. You can use like pudding and stuff for filling, but that's a lot of nonsense work. So I just use icing. Take our second cake, invert it on top of the first cake. Try to line them up. Sometimes mine aren't even lined up. That didn't go too badly. So now we're going to put icing on this dang thing. I'm not good. I'm not good. So it works best if your cakes are 100% cooled and set. So let your cakes set at least a few hours, maybe overnight. Because what happens if you don't let your cakes cool is you end up with a heck of a lot of crumbs everywhere. So we're still going to have crumbs on this one. You have to do kind of a crumb coat. So we're going to do that. Do a little bit of a crumb coat. And what that does is it just kind of sets the crumbs in. So nice thin layer. So I know all the techniques. I really do. And you'll see you do pick up some crumbs. And that's normal. That's why you always do it in 2 passes. So first we do this crumb coat. That's a little too much icing for me to work with. And then we just go on our sides and do that. I do love this icing. This is a browned butter buttercream, and it's delicious. It's one of my favorite icings because it gets this mild caramelly flavor. No, I have no hat. Look, I said I was bad at this. I'm terrible. Everybody makes fun of my cake decorating skills. I can't even frost a cake. I'm not even doing any real decorating. I am just frosting a cake. It shouldn't be this hard, but it is. Here we go. Yeah. This is a fantastic frosting. So any kind of cake you like, this frosting goes really well. It's probably my favorite frosting. I even like it better than chocolate. And I love chocolate, but this particular frosting is better than chocolate. At least for me. I mean, obviously you should use whatever icing you enjoy. But for me, this is better than chocolate. Try to go in the same direction when you're icing cakes and see what always happens to me. This what always happens to me. This guy got pushed over because I suck. Never mind. Never mind. He's going to be a lopsided cake. That's fine. We don't worry about that. Like I said, I'm not good at this. My mother's so good at this, and it's disgusting how good she is at this. She is so good, and she's tried so hard to teach me, and I'm just so bad. I don't think I have the coordination, the proper type of coordination to make a cake that looks really nice. Now, she's made, like, castle cakes and all kinds of cool cakes. I'm, like, lucky if I can use a mold to make a decent cake. I can bake the cakes. I excel at the baking. So often I'll bake the cakes and we make her decorate them. Poor retired mom. All right. Also, somewhere around here I stuck my fingers in it. Yeah. So then we're just going to kind of redo the top because I kind of suck. Yeah, I kind of wrecked the top. You probably should do the sides first. At least that's what my mother tells me, but I always screw it up and do the top first. There we go. Mother's always like, if you do the sides first, you won't have to fix the top. So that's just really a skim coat, basically our crumb coat. We're going to let that sit for about 20 minutes before we come back and put a little more frosting on to hide the crumbs. I promise. That's what my mom taught me. It's still not going to look any good, but we'll come back. Okay, so now we have a dishwasher going in the background, a portable because this house didn't have a built-in dishwasher, so we got a portable. And so if you're going to hear it come on and off and blah, 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 oh well, it kind of goes with the fact that I'm really bad at this. So anyway, our crumb coat has set pretty well, so you can touch this and the icing doesn't come off. So now what we're going to do is do kind of a final layer on top. And yes, I'm still bad at this. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go down on the side. Wow, that was bad. So down on the side and kind of do my crumb coat, my final coat. And are other people's final coats better than this? Yes. I'm very bad. But as long as you have fun, does it matter if you're bad? Not really. You shouldn't use your fingers. Don't use your fingers. Don't go backwards either. There we go. The only benefit to using your fingers is you get to lick the icing off them. So, there's that. Oops. Took too much off. Flat. Flat. My mother would be so disappointed in me. Good thing she's not here. We're not going to let her watch this video because she always gets so disappointed. Because I'm really bad and she's really good. So, Mom, if you're watching this video, go away. I know I'm bad. There we go. That's not any better. That is not any better. I'm trying to fix this spot that I wrecked. And you know what? Never mind. That spot can stay wrecked. So now we're just going to do... What is happening? There we go. So now we're just going to do the top. There we go. Ha ha ha. So I don't know how my mother does this. She's way better than I am at this. I've watched her since I was a little girl. And, it doesn't matter. I'm bad at it. Let's just live with that. Seriously. Why did that do that? So, yeah. Probably shouldn't be doing this with my fingers. Don't use your fingers to ice cakes. I will continue to do so, but you really shouldn't. Yeah. I get icing everywhere, and it's bad. But I have fun doing it. Even though I am really bad at it, and this is going to look terrible, and the more I try to fix it, the worse it's going to get. So we're just actually going to stop trying. Yeah. Never mind. We're not going to worry about that. So I'm going to stop trying to fix that one side because every time I do that, it just gets worse. So that is my lovely attempt at frosting a cake. If you don't like having your icing all over the sides of your plate. You just wipe that down with a paper towel. A damp paper towel would be better, but I don't have a damp paper towel because I don't feel like walking over to the sink. So, there we go. Yeah, that's fantastic. Ugh, no, bad. Icing on the outside, don't do that. So then what I do is, once that sets up, I just literally cover it with the base, snap it down, and it makes an excellent cake container. I prefer it to actual cake containers sometimes, even though I do have a bunch of those as well. But we are going to let that just sit and be exposed to the air for about another 20 minutes just to kind of get it to harden a little bit so it's not so soft. But yes, there's my very badly frosted cake. It's delicious. It's a white cake with browned buttercream icing. It is fantastic. It tastes excellent. It doesn't look that good. But you know what? Just because it doesn't look that good doesn't mean it doesn't taste good. So even if you're bad at it like I am, frost your cakes anyways. It's a lot of fun and it'll taste really good. That's about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.